Cool.
Oh, we're live, I think.
Yeah, I think
Hello.
so. Hey.
Yo, Simon here with Will,
Yep.
and Will is back from Shanghai, China.
Yeah, for I have been gone for 1 week, so
Yeah.
I was quite grateful for the trip. The fact that Australia China Business Council and Austrade and a lot of other partner actually make this trip a success, especially
Yep.
the James Scowland.
James Garland.
Project manager to organize this. We actually went to China with 15 other businesses for my group, and
Yep.
there's another 15 other businesses with another group. So in total, there's more than 30 of us, which is part of the delegation tour representing Australia
Yeah.
in China. So
Cool. So
Yeah.
that's why we thought we'd go live, just to basically discuss the differences between Australia and China and what you learnt on the trip. And
Yeah.
just in case it's value to anyone listening out there, or if anyone's actually interested in taking their business to China,
yeah.
because that's a massive topic right now.
And
So-
fun fact, I actually survived Double 11 and witnessed the pandemonium and the chaos which is happening right in China. It's crazy to see the sales figure of Double 11 live
Yeah.
and the logistic network to fulfill those orders as well. So yeah.
Cool. So why don't we just talk about Double 11? So you
Alright.
you showed me some photos of just parcels
yep.
lying around.
So
Like
I
that.
think for some of our viewers who are not aware what Double 11 is, it's actually a single Valentine Day where Alibaba, it's a man-made holiday. So
Yeah.
Alibaba created this holiday for all the single people out there to just treat yourself. It's like in Australia where we are going to say treat yourself, you deserve that. So that's what the concept of Double 11 is.
Yeah.
And yeah, what do you want me to go through for Double 11, Simon?
The sheer volume
The
of it.
sheer
And
volume of
what's the goal for Double 11
Cool.
for businesses?
Cool. Let's start with the goal of Double 11 first. I think the sales figure ended was $38 billion.
Yep.
The whole idea of Double 11 isn't to actually make money, as funny as it is, but it's actually for brand to actually break even and for brand to get their awareness out there. The fact that SEO and SEM concept works really differently in China.
Okay.
It depends on how well the business rank within, let's say, platform like Alibaba, JD, Taobao,
okay.
and much more. And the only way to raise your ranking is actually to get a lot of people to buy your stuff and to boost it. And a thing that I learned from Double 11 is this. A lot of the shopping happened 2 weeks before Double 11. So a lot of people would actually already pre-purchase it, add it to their cart, and they just wait for the discount to be applied, and they purchase it on the day itself. That's why you see the first hour, they already hit $3 billion and the numbers just keep rolling. It's because all of the pre-purchases is just going through and feeding the network. So yeah.
Damn. Interesting. Completely different to Australia then, I guess.
It is, but yeah.
Yeah. So what products are really popular in China? I know Australian products are pretty big. Like, we got this Will got me this visitor's guide.
Yeah, one of the highlights
all
for
this
the trip
food.
was
But yeah.
actually visiting my first exhibition show, and it's actually FHC, and this place is even bigger than an airport with close to saying a few exhibition stand would be an understatement, but let's say the daily foot traffic, it's at least more than 250,000 people who's just walking past the exhibition stand. And there's a growing trend in China. Okay, last year alone, coffee store that opened up more than 5,000. It's 5,000 cafe in
Yeah.
China alone. It's just like bubble tea, where in Australia it's hip and cool, but in
Yep.
China it's the complete opposite. They see coffee, especially high-end premium coffee, they love it. I was lucky to try one store. It's called Daga Coffee. Daga means together coffee.
Yep.
It's more of a community approach coffee store. They were using Australian coffee bean, and I was having espresso martini 2 p.m. in the afternoon,
my
right
Yeah,
as I
yeah.
landed. the bean was really different to what I got in Australia. They are a bit more aromatic, and I was told about coffee in particular was really interesting. The fact that native Chinese and a lot of mainland Chinese are not really, coffee is still really foreign to them. So the way that a lot of coffee store enter China is actually through slow and mild introduction. They actually start off with really low caffeine range of coffee bean, and they slowly move up. That's why Starbucks is doing well, because their coffee is not just caffeine, but
tastes good,
sugary
all
and
that
stuff.
Yeah.
But in return, that actually got people hooked onto caffeine, and they're demanding more and more caffeine now, and it's getting stronger. So coffee is definitely a big one.
Yep.
And a thing, I just want to clear this myth out. A lot of people say, hey, let's sell milk powder to China, or hey, let's sell honey to China, or what other product can you think of? It's quite popular in Australia to sell to China. Meat product.
Although it's harder to sell than milk powder, but yeah, meat is probably pretty popular. Maybe even fruit and veg.
Yeah,
stuff like that. Anything fresh, I would say.
Anything fresh as well. It's funny. To me, I do see milk powder here and there, but what people are actually craving, and because I actually went to a pitch event where we meet with more than 100 buyers in Shanghai Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah.
A lot of people are actually demanding for our wine, for our alcohol, and for beer. Those are some of the top products. And milk powder and infant formula is up there, but not as crazy as what. And they do love nougat, macadamia nuts as well. So
of course, who doesn't like macadamia nuts?
Yeah.
They're the best.
Yeah, so I guess a lot of Australian businesses still have the clean and green labeling and branding. That's what people want. And mind you, and I think an upcoming trend is that China have abolished their one-child policy. So family now allowed to have 2 children. So one of the things that I learned is China population would actually double quite soon as well. So China is like the, what do you call that? The food kitchen of the world. The fact that you can get any produce in China, it's amazing. So yeah.
Cool. So let's say you had a business you want to bring to China.
Yep.
How would you go about your approach to like take something to market in China?
Take something to market?
Yeah.
China is not an overnight play. I think for businesses who's entering the Chinese market, they should have at least a 5 to 10 year plan. I'm going to share a case study with you on Chemist Warehouse alone. So Chemist Warehouse took more than 5 years before opening their first physical store. The first year itself, they spent $250,000 just to understand what are the consumer trend is. I think a lot of businesses enter China with the first thing that they came about is actually sales and distribution. That's very good, but I think businesses should actually approach with their value proposition. It's like this: you learn five P's in your
marketing,
in your marketing, but when people enter to China, it's like they just throw the 5P off the door and say, all right, we gotta do sales, we gotta distribute our product.
Yeah.
That's a good approach, but I think you should put that last. But you should really approach with what value am I bringing to our consumer, and who is our consumer, and what is my message and brand stand for, and put your sales and distribution channel last. So
cool. So mobile first approach. Well?
Yes, and I forgot to leave this. Always focus on your mobile first. In Australia, it's really easy to say, hey, let's design a nice desktop layout of our website.
Yeah.
Let's make it desktop friendly, and then let's put mobile second. But in China, it's completely reverse. Everything is mobile first. The fact that you can pay through your mobile phone, without your mobile phone, that's your life is basically gone.
What's the society look like in terms of money? So is cash still relevant in China, or is it completely
tough?
I don't know. I hear different things.
Question.
But
It's my first time in China, and I thought that, hey, I'm a tourist. I'm going to be cheeky and bring cash, but you'll be surprised. 90% of the society stop using cash altogether. You can actually visit a convenience store, or I actually went with one of the delegates to a laundromat. Okay.
Yeah.
And the laundromat is actually 20 minutes away from the hotel, so it's hidden from the main street, and the lady can't even speak a single speck of English. But the first thing that they ask you is not for cash. They ask you, do you have Alipay or WeChat Pay? Those are the stuff that we accept. So yeah, they still do accept cash and credit card, but the thing with credit card is they mainly accept Union Pay. The fact that Visa and MasterCard is not accepted is because of the foreign transaction fee. So they don't use much card.
Oh, okay. Interesting. And obviously in, I guess you can say, the Western world, there's Shopify.
Yeah, Shopify.
Amazon, stuff
Amazon,
like that.
your marketplace.
What's going on in China? Is there...
Very good question. Some of the upcoming e-commerce trend that I witnessed there is actually a new platform called Redbook. So Redbook is actually a platform, and it's an upcoming e-commerce marketplace platform dedicated for ladies. And a bit of fun fact, 56% of e-commerce buyer in China is actually ladies. So if you are actually doing any ladies brand, you could actually look and focus onto that market alone. So yeah, and look, the e-commerce trend in China is just very different. A lot of people in the Western world, especially in Australia and other part of the world, would build their shop on Shopify or Magento, Magento and your Square and so on. But in China, people really like marketplace platform like JD, Taobao, Redbook, and much more, because a lot of people, rather than focusing on small volume, they focus on high volume and low margin. That's the way to go in China. So yeah,
cool. How about advertising in China? Well, we finished on this. You spoke to me about it earlier.
Yeah.
About WeChat and how they do advertising. So let's finish up on that. So
yeah, I think for advertising, it's a bit of a different approach, because there's actually a law in China where each person can only be served with 3 advertisements a day. So it really makes you think as an agency and as a business owner how you can actually tailor your advertisement and to actually make it relevant. It's all about relevancy. So if you fail to deliver 3 of the ads, try again. And the cost of advertising in China is pretty expensive. To start off, is $1,000 a day, $1,000
as a minimum.
Yeah, it's a minimum. And to actually make a dent or to make an impact, it would be close to $5,000 a day.
Jesus.
And for them, the fact that SEO and SEM doesn't really relevant, they focus much more on KOL and on a lot of content video. A good example is for Douyin or TikTok. I'm sure a lot of people have seen one of those silly TikTok videos. Some of them have pets and stuff. So pet video, for example, a 15-second video would actually take a content creator close to 1 hour to make it, and they may do actually 20 times in a row to make sure that they get the best one. And then slowly you can actually approach those people to endorse your brand, and that's how people do it. They did not do it in a really direct way, but they do it indirectly. So yeah.
Cool. And so WeChat, is that basically how they do everything? Like
basically, I was able to use Alipay. I registered myself as an international tourist. There's a program called Tour Pass on Alipay. So for those who are going to China, you can look to download Alipay, the international version, and use Tour Pass, where it enable you to put up to 2,000 renminbi into your card and pay and use it like the local. But for WeChat Pay is solely for anyone with Bank of China account. So
okay, cool. Well, that was interesting.
Thank you. So
yeah, China, I don't know how to end it. Just it's so interesting. Just it's so different to us in Australia. So
I think we could end it for just a general advice for Australian businesses, or for those who would like to do business in China. You really need to eat, breathe, and drink China to really experience China, and should actually approach China with an open mind as well, to say that, hey, I'm actually coming here to learn, and to share.
Yep.
I think that's a better way, instead of thinking that, hey, I'm actually coming here to make tons of money. If I could just capture 1% of a 2 billion market, I'm already a multi-millionaire. That's a bit silly. So yeah.
Cool. Well, thanks, Phil.
Welcome.
For that.
So,
it was interesting.
Yeah.
Really nice. All right. Well, thanks for watching the Facebook Live, and yeah,
bye.
have a good Christmas as well. And all
yeah.
that. All right. See ya.